On the edge of the Yorkshire moors is the picturesque town of Kirby Moorside, home to auctioneer Angus Ashworth. He's on a mission to help some well-known faces.
Hello! Welcome to my humble home.
Hello!
Hello!
Turn their odds and ends.
It's just sat there, collecting dust.
It's valuable and should be looked after.
Of course, we just use it for a fruit bowl.
Into piles of cash.
£200 to £300 there, maybe £300 to £500.
So that might fetch a couple of quid.
It would.
Come along as he visits their homes.
Welcome to West Sussex.
You're very welcome, sir, very welcome.
Welcome to Shea McGee.
What a wonderful place.
And uses his expert knowledge
They're one of the nicest things I've seen in a long time.
to uncover hidden gems.
There is something else I think will excite you.
Very glamorous.
And I had some big earrings. I was really showing off.
Sentimental family heirlooms.
They were my granddad. My granddad was my hero.
And the slightly odd.
Do you like my lips?
Very nice lips.
Children's shoes, which are a little bit spooky.
Then invites them back to his Yorkshire Auction House
And that's paid for my dinner.
to watch him put them under his gavel. Every year, around 20,000 lots are processed by the sale room team, ready to go under Angus's gavel.
Sometimes there's items that really mean a lot to people and are a big part of their life, and it can be difficult to let those items go, but there comes that point in your life where you need to let go and hopefully somebody else is going to enjoy them.
A VIP client has been in touch to ask if Angus can visit their home to thin out their collection and sell some treasured belongings.
Pete, you right?
Yep.
We are off on an amazing adventure. And I thought you'd like to go because I know how much of a fan you are of ballet.
You what? Ballet?
Yeah, you know,
Say that again. Ballet?
all that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Go on. Who we're seeing?
Big name in ballet,
Go on.
Wayne Sleep.
I'm not dancing.
Well, I thought you could be the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you going to be?
I'll be a tree in the background.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
It's going to be a 250-mile drive south to Wayne Sleep's home.
Oh, I feel a bit sleepy, don't you, Pete? Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Here we go. Got a long
Hey, you've
journey.
got 6 hours of this.
Yeah.
Poor, poor Pete. From winning a scholarship to the Royal Ballet School at just 13 to dancing with Princess Diana, he's one of the country's most accomplished ballet dancers. Wayne Sleep has done it all in his 60 years on stage and screen.
It wouldn't matter to me if I never danced again or if I wasn't here anymore. I think I've had about 5 people's careers all in one.
Can you do any, like, pirouettes or anything?
What?
Pirouettes, you know.
Dancing-wise, whatever.
Yeah.
No. Well, I could have a go.
Yeah.
I'm not pretty stupid.
Wayne has called in Angus to sell some of his old costumes, many he wore during career-defining moments.
I don't really have room for it here, you know, and what would I do with them on a rail stuck in a garage somewhere? It's time to let them go.
100 games of I Spy later, the boys arrive on Wayne Street in leafy Chiswick.
It's not often that Yorkshiremen come down to London. It's a bit... But actually, you know, look at it. Gorgeous sunshine on the banks of the Thames. I mean, this is really nice bit of London.
Hello.
Hello!
Are you Angus?
I am.
Nice to meet you.
And you.
Come on in.
Thank you, thanks.
Here we are.
Wow.
With his ballet shoes now retired, Wayne lives with his husband, Jose, in this house on the bank of the Thames. During his 6-decade career, he's been in countless productions and even broke a world record for the notoriously tricky dance move, the entrechat.
You still hold the record, don't you?
To beat the record, you had to jump in the air and cross your legs 6 times before landing, sort of like that. But that's only 2.
I don't think I'd do one.
Well, let's have a look.
Oh, right.
Can you do it?
Well, I can't dance.
Well, you have to put
you know.
one leg in front of the other.
So which leg?
Together.
Like that?
Whichever leg.
Yeah.
Then you cross like that. You put it to the back and then land with it in front.
Okay.
And like that.
I'm nervous now.
Down. Oh, yay! Well, it's more like Morris dancing, but, you know.
Well, that's quite big in Yorkshire. So.
Oh, well, that's all right then. You'll be fine. So, may I lead you the way to what my manager calls the mausoleum? Because
Okay.
it's about me, and more me.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful.
This is what Angus has come for. Wayne has a whole wall full of costumes from his decades of performances.
Wow, look at these.
Yeah. That's from
got some-
Swan Lake with the Royal Ballet. I'll show you now. I can still get it on just, I think. And, thank you. Oh dear, oh dear. Perhaps not.
But Angus spots one item that's more up his street.
And in. No, under, that's it. And, rock and roll, baby. Oh, yeah, it's great. Go on.
It's like
One for the round. That's it. Very good. I think that suits you.
Do you?
Yes,
I
look
don't
in the
know how
mirror.
to go down in North Yorkshire, but
I'll show you in a minute. Quick.
okay.
Here we are. Look at this.
Wow, yes, I quite like it actually, Wayne.
Yes.
Lovely fit, Angus, but time to stop dressing up and get down to the job at hand.
This was the shirt and the leather trousers I was wearing with Princess Diana on stage that night.
When it took place in 1985, Wayne's dance with Diana instantly became a career-defining performance.
So that might fetch a couple of quid.
It would. We'd be very keen to take that, Wayne.
Well, I'd have to put a reserve on it.
Absolutely.
If that's
I mean, it's so iconic, isn't
Yes.
it? But even to have the opportunity to put those on the open market is one of those things that just doesn't come up very often for an auctioneer. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
These are the boots I used to wear all the time. These are my platform heels from Mr. Freedom in 1972. And I'd wear these out. And of course, I had bell-bottom jeans on
Yeah.
at the top, so they didn't know I was so small.
Well, I think there's a lot for me to have a look at. And are you potentially happy for this? I mean, it's a snapshot of your life to go.
Well, you know, I've had this in a garage for so long, then it was up here. I have nowhere to put it, and I didn't just want to give it away. First of all, the memories. Secondly, they're really well made, and I had nowhere to place them, so thank goodness you came along.
Also part of Wayne's Me, Me and More Me mausoleum is a treasure trove of memorabilia and art.
This is Titbits 1927, and the reason I've got this is because Anna Pavlova says modern dance won't last, which is what I'm assuming is jazz dancing.
Yeah.
Well, Anna Pavlova, I'm terribly sorry, you were totally wrong.
There's no denying that Wayne's collection of posters and ballet-related items is very niche market, but there is a market there, and you know there's going to be people after Wayne's collection.
These are the autographs, and somewhere in there's Nero's autographs on a ticket to the Sunderland Empire. Things like that.
I think we've got a lot to do, Wayne, so I best crack on. And,
Well, I think they're only small, but just put together and anything helps.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Wayne leaves Angus to have a route around his bits and bobs.
I mean, it's like a time capsule of everything to do with theatre and stage and performing arts that it's just wonderful. Everywhere you look, there's a story. All these lovely books and drawings. We'll probably do the autograph book separate, and then all the programmes and art bits we'd sell as a collection of ballet and other related ephemera, we call it. When you've got lots of different paperwork and things, is called ephemera.
While Wayne busts some moves downstairs, Angus has brought Pete up to start busting out the boxes and begin packing up Wayne's wardrobe.
Wow, I have no idea what that is. Right, OK. I'm not even going to take that off the hook. There we go.
This is like a cathartic moment for me. All those memories have gone with my costumes, basically. So I feel a bit empty. But I think they have to go. You have to move on.
And it's not just stage clothing that Wayne has collected over the years.
Right, there's all these LPs up here, Pete. You'll remember these when they came out, won't you?
Go on.
Now, there is a Pink Floyd one there. That's all right. Any Beatles stuff, there's some Beatles in there. That's worth pulling out. You just have a rummage through there. There's a bit of all sorts in there.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
And that they can go as a lot. The good news for Wayne is that vinyl's become hugely collectible again. And although it's an old format, actually, you know, most vinyl is bought by under 35s, you know, over 50%. So it's really come back into fashion, so it'll sell well.
With the last of Wayne's items safely packed up, the van is ready to hit the road.
It's been a wonderful day. I've really enjoyed it.
And for me.
And I've learnt to...
And jump! Good boy. He's improving.
I think on that note, I best hit the road. Wonderful, Wayne.
Take care.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ah.
Just a fascinating guide. Really enjoyed it. It's nice that we've got some real personal bits that tell his story. So I'm quite excited about that. And now it's the long drive back with Pete if he doesn't fall asleep in the van.
I just feel relieved that they're going somewhere that won't be stuck in a dark room in a dark cupboard for the rest of my life.
Back at Kirby Moorside, Pete, Harriet and Charlotte unload Wayne Sleep's unique collection of ephemera and stage clothing.
Sequins.
And then look.
Wow. It's amazing he danced in them.
It's amazing he walked in them.
Everyone spends the next 11 days preparing for the auction. A few days into cataloguing, Angus gets a call from Wayne, who has had a change of heart.
We've got the absolutely iconic outfits that he wore when he danced with Princess Diana, and I was quite surprised when he let us take them. And we've since had a chat, and really I think it's best that he holds on to them because they hold so much memories and importance to him, and unless we got a lot of money, he wouldn't let them go.
Meanwhile, sale room manager Jeremy has been busy trying to identify as many of the signatures as possible before the auction.
A lot of these autographs are difficult to read. This looks like a Nureyev autograph here. It's obviously a ballet dancer that most people will know. And what's good about this from a sort of a collector's point of view is that because it's got nothing else on the back, you can actually take the Nureyev one out of this album and put into somebody else's collection.
Autographs and finding out who they are can often be quite difficult because not all autographs are nice printed who their names are, but if you can identify one, you can often find out the production and work the others out, and it's important to find if there's any big names there because it can really make a difference to the price.
It's the morning of the auction. Helping Angus field online bids are Emma and Heather, with Pete on porter duty. Angus gets the auction underway at 10 a.m, and Wayne's lots are fast approaching. But thanks to a late-running taxi, there's one problem.
He's not here. We can't just stop the auction indefinitely, so we'll give it 10 minutes, and then if he's not here, we'll just have to sell without him, unfortunately. But which will be much to the disgust of my daughter, Arwen, who wants to come running in a tutu and ballerina outfit. Apologies for you waiting, and I appreciate your patience. We will recommence very shortly on the Wayne Sleep collection.
10 minutes later, Wayne skips in with his husband Jose in tow. But intercepting them is Angus and his tutu-clad daughter, Arwen.
Oh, look at this
Wayne.
one.
How gorgeous it is.
Can you do sprint points?
You do your move that you were doing earlier.
No, she's doing it.
You've
Go
gone all
point.
shy.
Point.
She was practicing earlier this morning. How do you
Go on,
stand?
son. In
Do you
front.
little-
Oh, that's beautiful first.
And then do you spin?
Look here. Oh, look at that spin. That's good. Look. Spin, 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 spin,
Go
spin.
on, Owen. Shy. Wonderful.
Yeah. She loves her daddy.
I'd best take you into the sale room.
Oh, yes. We got a sale to do.
Yeah, it's not just a ballet class.
Wait, no, okay. There we go. Lovely. Well done.
we commence back with the Wayne Sleep collection. Oh. There we go. Delighted that you've made it. Hello.
First up, the ballet jacket with gold-coloured braid and mother of pearl.
The Royal Opera House label on it there. There we go. That's a lovely, lovely item. Is that there? Where should be? £40 start me. £40 in the room now. £40 at 40, 42, 42, 45, 48 and 50, sir. £50 at 50 at 50 at 50. Might not be your size. That's fine. £50 it is then at 50. At 50 it is then. At £50, this lovely jacket there at 50.
I was in Swan Lake in that.
Well, it's now gone to the Kirk Theatre, Pickering.
Oh, lovely.
Amateur Dramatic Society.
Wonderful.
So there we go.
First lot sold. Up next, some jackets for the buyers to sink their teeth into.
The black and white Hounds Tooth Check drape style jacket. Now, this does fit me. It does, doesn't it? We tried it on it when you...
Yeah, we did. It suited you. Why don't you bid for it yourself?
It's not quite North Yorkshire. I could maybe wear it as my London coat if I come to London.
Oh, yes, well, you can come and stay with me then, so you can bid for it.
OK. I shall do that. Well, that's an invite I can't turn down, is it? There we go. We've got £50 bid at 50. £50 it is then for this wonderful coat. 55, 60, 65, 70. At £70 it's out. We're all done. At £70. Are you bidding, Harriet? No, you're just running your hand through your hair. That's dangerous. At £70. At £70.
That's not too badly, is it?
Wayne has consigned 9 lots of clothes, and there's been a lot of pre-sale interest.
Fancy waistcoats, there's no tweed ones though. 42, 45, 45, at 45, we're all done. At 45.
That was good.
The security outfit there, with the white tail coat there we go, some classics. 42, 45, 48, £48, we're all done. At £48. The 1960s, like licorice all sorts jacket, ballet costume, etc. All the bits there. 130, 140, 140 is out. Gavel is up at 140.
That's a bargain.
With all the clothes sold, it's onto the shoes that elevated Wayne's career to new heights.
The shoes? You're selling the shoes? Yes, I'm selling the shoes. I didn't tell you because I knew you wouldn't let me.
These are iconic. These are proper retro. There we go. The 1970s platform shoes there. There we go. At about 3 inches, this one. There we go. Where should it be for these? I've got 30 bid. £30 a bid. 30 it is then at £30.
Oh,
£30.
what bid for them?
52, 55, 55, 58, £58, 58, 40, 42, 45, £48 it is now. £48 for the heels at £48. Any advance? Anybody tempted now some platforms? At £48 it is then. 50. £50 at 50, at 50 bid at 50. 55, 55. 60 at 60, 60. At £60 at 60, he misses them that much. At £60 at 60 it is then. At £60. Thank you.
Them back.
They're mine now.
They're yours now.
I don't mind.
Funny.
Next, our record-breaking dancers' record collection.
The LP records. There we go, some great ones in there. We'll start nice and low to get you going. £20 a bid, 22, 25, 28, 30, 32, 35, 38, 40, 42, 45, 48, 50, 55, 65, 75, wow. 75, 80. £80 we're up now at 85, 90, £90 at 90, at 95, 100 at £100 it is then.
So
at £100 at 100, 110 is it now? 110, 120, 120, 130, 140 at 140 it is now. At 140, 150, at 150, 160, 160, 160, 160, £160, 170, 170 it is then. The LP records at £170 at 170. Gavel is up.
Bravo! That's fantastic. What was I selling?
Vintage vinyl, Wayne. Next, the ephemera, bits of memorabilia from his career.
48, fresh bid now, 48. I've got 50. One more for you online. £50 it is then at 55, £55 at 55. We're all done on the sale room at 55.
Count the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. That's what my mum always told me.
And finally, the book of autographs.
Big names in there. There we go. Where should be for this? £85, 85, 90, 95.
You had that? So you don't know half the things I've got at home. I hide them from you, stop you throwing them away. Look. Look how we're doing, excuse me.
Now, boys, pay attention.
150 and hovering, 160, thank you, 170. 170 it is then at 170. 170, 180, 190, 190, £190, 200, £200 at 210, at 210, at 210.
Wow.
220 at this rate, we're going to see pirouettes. 230, 230. The gavel is up. I'm going to sell then 240 by the skin of your teeth. 240 just before the gavel went down. 240. We're all done. I'm selling at 240.
Ray. Woo!
What a performance. It's time for Wayne to find out how much cash is going back to Chiswick.
Hello, Angus.
Hello, gentlemen.
So,
That was okay, wasn't it? We had a bit of fun.
yeah, we had a laugh. So what's the result? Bah!
No pressure. So, £1,243.
Marvellous.
Wow.
Come on then, let's
Yeah.
go to lunch.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, I've still got some
stuff.
work to do.
Thank you very much indeed.
No, you're welcome. Thank you very much. Take care and have a safe journey home.
And I'll come and see your daughter dancing on stage when she's grown up.
Wonderful.
But I want a free ticket.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
Yeah, you know, we've done all right today. We've raised a bit of money. There's a couple of lots that did good money, some bits that struggled.
I'm going to go home and see a wonderful empty rail in my bedroom, and I'm going to be able to fill it with Armani, Versace. No, I'm not.
Overall, I think they're very pleased, and I think they've had a great experience.
It's a relief that some of the costumes, which are beautifully made, are going to good homes.
Just a few miles from the auction house, the Kirk Theatre wastes no time in putting Wayne's outfits to good use in their production of Dick Whittington, back on stage where they belong. As the doors open on a new day in Kirby Moorside, the team are warming up their engines for another house visit.
Pete, you know, you've been working really, really hard.
That.
Well, it's debatable, but we're going to meet somebody very famous.
Right.
We're off to Jodie Kidd's house.
Wow.
I know. Cost you a cup of tea, though, before we go.
All right, then.
Yeah. Jodie Kidd's house.
Sorted.
It's actually quite nice down here, isn't it? Yeah. Very... It's going to sound weird, but it's like old countryside, isn't it? Big oak trees everywhere. And...
It's another world with the sun again as well.
Yeah.
Angus and Pete are on a 280-mile journey south to the county of West Sussex. Supermodel, race car driver, international polo player, and even landlord to her own pub. Welcome to the glamorous world of Jodie Kidd.
I started modelling, moved all around the world, did a stint in New York, lived in London for many years, and then just had a yearning to get back to Sussex because I'm born and bred.
Basically, she's got loads of stuff that had come from the family that's just kind of inherited, got stuck in one of the sheds. Yeah. It's forgotten about for years, and it's not doing it any favours being in a shed. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what we can find.
I'm so sorry, and I feel terrible, and the neglect that's gone on to some of the pieces in there and the paintings, and I'm a very bad person. I should have done something a long time ago, but hopefully now, Angus will come and save the day and these pieces can get treasured.
Right. I think it's one of these down here, Pete.
Oh.
I think we'll stop here.
Hello, Angus.
Hi, Jodie. How are you doing? You all right?
I'm really good. Welcome to West Sussex.
Beautiful.
Oh, bless you. Thank you. Well, come inside and I'll
Thank
show
you.
you what I've got. How's the journey?
A long one, but all right.
My house is some parts of it are 16th century, which is amazing, but I've been there 20 years. There's not a lot of storage, and you can really tell because there is things everywhere.
I just love your house.
Oh, it's very oldie-woldy. I was very luckily handed down quite a lot of beautiful things from my grandmother.
Yes.
And my grandmother was the daughter of Lord Beaverbrook.
Lord Beaverbrook was a newspaper tycoon and famously Winston Churchill's close friend and colleague.
So this is apparently a very old, lovely pen maker, and they're called Barucci. I'd never even heard of them.
Oh, I'll tell you what,
It's
it's a good weight.
weighty.
I mean, pens are actually very collectible, so there's a good market for pens. And is the pen a family piece, or is this?
It kind of is. So Rachel, who was my grandmother's basically right-hand woman, she's 92, and she lives with me and has kind of brought me up. So
lovely.
she's like my grandmother. So this pen, this one came from Rage. She didn't know much about the brand. I've never heard of them. Whether it's worth £2 or £200, who knows? And pens are quite popular, so I'm intrigued about that one.
The house is filled with items from generations of the Kidd family. Some might be too precious for auction.
My grandmother was an amazing photographer. So she did these wonderful pictures, so I just thought you might like to look through them. We've got pictures here from the funeral of King George. And then over here I found some other ones, and this is the coronation.
Huge amounts
All
of
the
value
boys.
in these.
Really?
Monetary and interest,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, I think they're a joy. They're one of the nicest things I've seen in a long time. I think
Really? Oh
yeah,
my goodness,
incredible.
you make me cry.
Those photos of her grandmothers, I mean, that is, you know, made my day. That is just historically amazing. I mean, this is history, and this is what I'm in this job for. I love it. This is my passion.
Oh, I thought you would love them. Well, now I've started off at a high, I'm going to take you to a major low. Right. We are going into squirrel poo hell. Okay. Some rubber gloves.
Thank you.
I have been a bit of a dumping ground, and some of the boxes and some of the things that I've got in the stables haven't seen the light of day for 40 years. I would just love someone to enjoy them rather than being shut in a box that's slowly being eaten by squirrels. Prepare yourself, Angus. I mean, this has basically been dumping place over the years. Some squirrels live over there. I'm sure there's a couple of mice over there. But actually, at the back, I did see this, and I didn't know. Oh, my God. Oh, God, this rat's going to jump out at me. Oh, my God, it's my oboe. Rach, there you are. Come in, Rachy.
Ah, it's Rach, the owner of the pen.
Look at my old oboe. I could do a mean green sleeves on
Could
that.
you?
Up there's your old school
yeah.
front. That's nearly an antique by now.
I beg your pardon. Won't be having any of that chat around me.
There's some interesting stuff in here, I think. Why don't I get Pete in?
Yeah.
And we can pull some stuff out.
Okay.
We'll have a good look through.
With a jam-packed stable to clear, it's time to bring in the horsepower.
Right, Pete. Time to do some work.
That was a quick 5 minutes.
Yeah, come on. Hope you've got some gloves on you.
I have.
It's going to be one of those. Right, Pete. I think the best plan of attack is if we get some of this just laid outside.
Yeah.
As long as we get enough stuff out that we can see what's
And
going,
then-
there's a little old crib in the corner.
Okay.
Get a bit of stuff out. Just watch for any furry friends jumping out at you. There's a chest of drawers there that might be all right. Yeah, I'll go put my jacket in the van.
Don't be long.
The stables were a little bit embarrassing. There's 40 years of stuff, and it's just been put in the back burner, put in the back burner, put in the back burner, and just life just goes on so quickly, and all of a sudden you're like, I have to really deal with this.
There's a few mice in there.
No spiders, though, is there? So it's not too bad. I'm quite happy about that.
I mean, this will be probably about 1800 in date, 1820. When we're lifting it out, a mouse jumped out. There's mouse droppings, there's holes in it where the mouse have eaten it. I should probably leave it here. We'll brush it off, and I think it needs to be rescued and somebody will restore that. It might not make a lot of money, but, you know, sometimes it's about the passion of the job, and this needs saving, I think. It's like new now, Pete.
It's looking better already, is that?
Get a bit of braai wax on that, it'll be fine.
Aye.
Right, I suppose we best get the rest of it out.
Pete and Angus remove furniture and decorative items from the stable. Eyes peel for mice and anything which could attract high prices in the sale room.
Oh my goodness gracious. What on earth?
Sorry, we've kind of...
No, I mean, it's amazing. They need to come out. I just hope that they're not gone past the point of no return.
The passionate antiques person in me just thinks we need to rescue them and find somebody to restore them.
To restore and love them. That's exactly why I'm doing this, because I just don't have a house big enough. I remember this in my grandmother's house, but the house is too small to... Yeah, look.
Yeah, that was a little mouse's home, I'm afraid. We've disturbed it. Nearly got a trip to Yorkshire.
Whilst Pete takes a well-earned break to make some new friends, Jodie finds some items the resident rodents will find it hard to sink their teeth into.
I don't really recognise these at all.
Oh, that's got a name on it.
Italian.
Richard Gennaro.
that famous old Italian.
It's not one I'm familiar with, but we'll check it. But they're still nice. I mean, people like them. There's a lot of people into their fish and angling and that sort of thing. So there's quite a comprehensive set. So this is quite good, actually. There's a lot of them. Look at that.
Nor Rach and I could remember these plates at all, but no one's come up to me and said, where are my fish plates, and I would like them back. So they're off to Yorkshire.
Sweat on now.
I'll tell you what, your family's won a lot of trophies.
I know, they're very
competitive.
They're very competitive.
And it's run right through.
Yeah, I mean, you've won a few things yourself, haven't you?
That one's actually mine.
Jodie played polo for England, was a very successful racing car driver, and that was just her. All her other family members have been hugely successful, so there's a lot of trophies there. A few more than I might have won in my lifetime.
Here we've got solid silver, so the line tells us it's silver.
Yeah.
And then you've got the assay mark, that's for Chester.
Yeah.
And then you'd have a date letter, so you'd be able to get a little book out and date the exact year. So that's a nice silver trophy. I mean, in terms of monetary value, it's probably about sort of £200–300. Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
After filling the van with boxes and heavy furniture, Pete gets cleaned up. And there's just time for a cold, refreshing drink before hitting the road for the long drive home.
Cheers, guys. I will be coming to visit Yorkshire soon.
You will. We've pulled some things out that she didn't know was there, and it's brought back some memories. But, you know, we've got some bits to sell. We've got some furniture, we've got some silver, some plated ware, a bit of all sorts.
Putting things in boxes for decades is not giving it justice. So it was nice to open up those boxes and let them all out, and we'll see what happens.
Back in Kirby Moorside, Pete and Gary are unloading Jodie Kidd's items.
Look at the picture there, look there.
Oh, it's better now. Oh, you've cracked it, look.
There's some nice bits, like this, I like this. That's quite solid, really, that.
What is it?
It's just a drawer, or a footstool, kind of. It's just a small kind of table, but...
Nice and solid.
It's quite solid, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad.
Somebody will make some legs for it, won't they?
And inside, valuer Charlotte and sale room assistant Nick think they found the catch of the day.
Got gudgeon. That's a
I mean,
gudgeon.
I wouldn't know any of them, so you're doing better than me.
Well, they're fresh water, but they've also got some seahorses
They're really
on
nice, aren't they?
them. Yeah. Now, that's the one I don't know what sort of fish that is. Like a little zander or something.
I mean, I think these ones are about possibly 100 years old. I think it's Gucci who owns the company now.
Gucci?
But they're still
Gucci making plates?
Yeah. Well, they own the company who's making the plates. But they're really expensive. I think to make one plate is about over £50, so...
OK, yeah, because that's a perch as well, but that's a different design.
While fish geek Nick ponders what other species feature on the plates, Gary and Pete are still unloading. With mouse holes and missing panels, this early 19th century sideboard requires kid gloves.
That's where the mouse was. It's nibbled through there. And he didn't need to, because he could just get in through there. Poor little mouse has gone to all that effort.
It'll be taken inside to be shown some love and spruced up before the sale. It's nearly time to get the auction underway, and Angus is anticipating a big sale, with nearly 500 wide-ranging lots going under his gavel.
£45 selling at 45.
Of which 29 are Jodie's.
Jodie!
Yay, I made it! And I brought the sunshine from the south.
It's always like this in Yorkshire.
Is it?
No.
That's about to say. Oh, it's so nice to see you again.
And you, brilliant. Well, let me show you around.
Oh, can't wait.
Arriving early gives Jodie the chance to say goodbye to her newly cleaned items.
Oh gosh, there's the old board, the sideboard. Please, someone buy you and love you. I think it's going to be a real kind of eye-opener because I've never sent anything to auction before. I have no expectations. I think it will be just an education to actually see what has value.
Helping Angus field online bids are Emma and Heather, with George on porter duty. And they're off, starting with a lot of the high-achieving kid families' silver-plated trophies.
Some great historical interest in there. There we go. Where should we be for this? £60 it is, then at 65, 70 at £70. All on Cerium at 70 it is, then at £70 at 75 is it now? 75, 80, £80 it's out at 80 it is, then at £80 at 80. And £80 at 80, you can buy them, put them on your shelf, make it look like you were successful at school. That's what I did. 80 for all the trophies at 85. Anywhere is it now? At £80, £5.90. At £90, gavels up at 90. Thank you.
Next is the first of the solid silver trophies.
190, 200, 210, 210, 220, 230, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270, £280 it is then at 280. At £280 it is then for the trophy at 280. We're all done. I'm going to sell then at £280. 280, thank you.
Giddy up. Angus sells the solid silver trophies in 3 lots, making a total of £700. And he's hoping he can reel in a buyer for the next lot.
Fishes that no one ever seen before.
Lovely, the set of 12 fish plates there, all with different river fish on them there. We've got interest in these. 50, 60, 80, 100, 160 we're at 160, 170, 170, 180, £180 it is then at 180. At 180 for the fish plates there at £180 it is then. 190, anywhere is it now? 190, 200, at £200 it's at £200.
Well done, fish.
Will Angus be writing Jodie a big cheque with Rachel's pen?
£10 for it.
Oh, Rachel,
It does work. We can get Jodie to sign the box if it helps. With the pen. Been all over the world, probably been to New York, it's Milan, you know, everywhere. Think Secret Santa. Who else is going to get Jodie's pen? Nobody. It's very heavy as well, actually.
When I left home this morning, she was like, I bet you that pen makes a lot.
£10 I'm bid. Thank you very much at 10. Thank you.
Angus doesn't kid around finding buyers for several of Jodie's things.
The Chinese-style hardwood single drawer low table there, 25 and bid.
I think I got it for like 15 quid.
At 25.
Made a tenner.
Cushion mirror there, £20 for it. 25, 28, £28 it is then at £28. Very interesting giltwood lamp, this. £130 it is then. Selling then at 130. We're all done for the lamp at 130.
I love coming to auctions.
Angus turns his attention to Jodie's extremely neglected piece of Victorian furniture.
Right, this is an interesting piece.
Oh, sideboard.
Needs a little bit of restoration on it there. It's the early 19th century oak dresser base there.
Shocking. Someone by hand made this hundreds of years ago, and a mouse was living in it.
That could be a beautiful thing. Just needs a polish and a new back on it. I mean, it is technically Mouseman, but the mouse ran away.
Stop it.
This is a proper antique.
Sadly, no one's bidding.
It's like 200 years old. Somebody's got to save it and restore it lovingly. And we'll sell it commission-free for you when you've had it restored.
I might have to take up woodwork and buy it back myself.
Bid, 50 and bid, thank you, at 50. At £50 it is, we've saved it. At 55, we're off now, 55. 60, two of you at £60. £65, at 65 it is. At £65, I want to see pictures of it when it's restored. At £65 it is then, at 65 it is then. At 65, £70 at £70 it is then, at 70, at £70, 75, £80, 80, we've suddenly come to life. At £80 it is then, at 85, £90 it is then, at 90, at £95, rounded up to 100 surely. £100 bid, at 100 it is then, at 110. £110 it is then, at 110. I'm going to sell at 110. We've all done, we've got there. We're slow getting there, but we're there at 110.
Oh. I hope that's a nice restorer.
I am happy, because it deserved to. It's proper stuff. There we go.
All of Jodie's lots have now gone under Angus's gavel. It's time for Jodie to find out how much cash is going back to West Sussex.
Jodie.
There he is. Well done.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. It's so quick. I forget how quick it is. It's kind of like you sit there and it's like, and then I was like, oh my God, we've just done 6 lots. I have no idea what anything went for.
Well, I was really pleased because they were proper items, antique items, and so I was quite passionate about your job.
I'm so happy the key furniture pieces are now going to go and get a lick of paint or varnish or whatever.
Don't paint them, no. I don't want anybody painting them, no.
Or whatever, but it just, so it was brilliant. Brilliant. OK, go on, tell me, because I just couldn't keep up. Go on, what did we do?
Do you have any idea?
I mean, 600, 700, 8?
Okay.
I don't know. It just went so quick.
600, 700. Would you be happy with 600?
Yes. Oh, my God.
OK, that's good, because you've got 2,310.
No, really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
£2,310, there you go.
There you go. Really? Over £2,000?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in one respect, for those bits of furniture to go and get loved again, I would have given them to actually make some money off it. Thank you so much. And,
You're welcome.
And you've really opened my eyes, and I hope everyone gets to enjoy the little bits of the Kidd family, and they get as much love and happiness out of them as we did. My whole family and my partner thinks that I'm a hoarder, so it's actually been such a breath of fresh air to come here and go, do you know what, these things, they do start to own you, but you never use them, and if you don't use them, let someone else enjoy them. So I think I'm gonna go through stable number 2 next week.
On the edge of the Yorkshire moors is the picturesque town of Kirby Moorside, home to auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
220, 220, 230, 240.
He's on a mission to help celebrities.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
Hi.
Angus, hello,
Annika.
come on in.
Morning.
turn their odds and ends
Maybe we should have a look round.
If you're ready for this,
Yeah.
it's a big place.
into piles of cash.
So do you think they're worth a bob or two?
Somebody would give you 10 quid for that.
Clearly not you.
Who signed it?
Yeah.
Cheryl Baker?
Yeah.
Worth a fortune.
I think it's quite a rare thing. You're looking at about sort of 500 to 800.
OK.
Come along as he visits their homes
Gin and tonic?
This is just idyllic, isn't it?
It's pretty special, I have to say.
and uses his expert knowledge
That is actually a great find, but I can sell that all day long.
to uncover hidden gems,
That cat is pretty calm.
I'm going to introduce you to Lycra Room.
Wow.
sentimental family heirlooms,
I went on holiday with my mother on this little railway.
and the just plain weird.
No, Anthony said have a nosy in his cupboards, but what on earth?
Then invites them back to his Yorkshire Auction House
580, 600 is it now?
to watch him put them under his gavel.
Oh my God, he's like a magician, isn't he?
Angus started his auction house here in Kirby Moorside in 2010. It's grown to straddle a site of 1,200 square metres, with storage rooms, research and photography areas, and now even a cafe managed by Louise.
Hello.
Your usual
Yeah,
flat
I've got-
white.
Long drive ahead of us.
Where are you off to?
Going to Kent.
Who's in Kent?
Cheryl Baker.
No.
That's right, Cheryl Baker from Bucks Fizz, the talented blonde quartet that shot to fame after winning the Eurovision Song Contest back in 1981. After turning her talented hand to television presenting through the 80s and 90s, this queen of pop is still popping with her bandmates Mike Nolan and Jay Aston as the Fizz.
I'm still gigging, I'm still working live, still recording. It's not quite 50 years, but it's not far off. Yeah. Blimey, that must mean I'm old.
Joining Angus on the 5-hour journey to Cheryl's home in the village of Ightham in Kent is removals expert Pete.
Were you into Bucks Fizz?
No, not really.
Oh, OK.
No, I never had any of the songs.
Couldn't you make your mind up?
Cheryl and her husband Steve are downsizing from their family home now their 2 daughters have flown the nest.
We bought this house 12 years ago and I've loved it and it's been a really happy home. But it's time to move on. We've accumulated, as everybody does in our lifetime, so much toot, as I call it. When Angus said he could help, he would come down and have a look at some gear and maybe take it away to the auction house. I went, thank goodness.
This is nice.
I just can't make my mind up if I like it or not.
Go!
Oh, you know we're going to have these all day.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see how many of
But that's just
songs
another
it's-
joke you had to explain.
Yeah.
I reckon Pete was more of a Def Leppard man, Angus.
Angus!
Hi, you're
How are you?
I'm very well. Who's this?
And that's Cuba.
Wow.
He's come to say hello. Good, come in out of the rain, come on.
Thank you.
Steve.
Steve.
My husband.
How are you doing? You all right? I'm good. How is it that we can help today?
We want to move. We don't need this big house and we don't need a lot of the stuff that's in it.
Fair enough.
So if you can help with that, that would be lovely.
Well, we certainly try, yeah. So you two have clearly been together quite a while, is that right?
We met in the mid-70s when we did the Song for Europe with Bucks Fizz. He was in a band in the same Song for Europe.
They came on, and in the dress rehearsal and the dress run, they ripped the skirts off. And I said to the rest of the guys, we might as well go home. It's over. It really is over.
The skirt rip, that came about by chance because I used to like skirts that were to the knee. Jay, on the other hand, she wanted to wear a really short skirt. And I went, oh, do you know what? Let's have both. And the choreographer said, that's it. On the line, if you want to see some more, we take the long skirt off and the short skirt's underneath. And it won the Eurovision. It won, it definitely did. You would have been talking to Lena from Germany now if it hadn't been for Velcro.
That's enough ripping yarns. Angus has got some work to do.
So are these some of the items that are potentially to go? Is it?
But Steve bought these. He bought. I don't remember. It would have been in the 80s, wouldn't it, when you bought those? We were courting.
That's right. That's right.
So he was trying to lure me in with a really nice watch.
Well, it paid off, didn't it?
If it wasn't for that watch, I wouldn't be here now.
Lovely watches, Longines, very good maker, and designed by Charles Lindbergh, who was famous aviator.
What, he designed a watch?
Yeah, he designed it as a navigator's watch.
Oh! Shortly after he became the first person to fly solo across the Atlantic in 1927, Charles Lindbergh partnered with the Swiss watchmaker Longines to design a navigation tool, the Lindbergh Hour Angle Watch. First manufactured in 1931, it became the must-have gadget for aviators and, apparently, Eurovision winners.
The vintage watch market's pretty good, even though everybody's gone digital and phones and everything. I'll check on prices, but I mean, roughly off the cuff, we're probably sort of 1,000 to 2,000.
Can I show you this as well?
Yeah, of course you can.
This, normally I have it hanging up.
OK.
It's a man's wedding kimono from Japan. We had a kind of a Japanese room, didn't we?
Mm.
But we don't anymore, and so it's just shoved away, and I'd like someone else to get the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Because it's a beauty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great sort of feature piece, isn't it? There's a bit of artwork, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
The kimono is just one of the many items that Cheryl collected while touring the world with Box Fizz.
I always wanted to be a singer, thinking that probably it's never going to happen to me because I'm an ordinary girl living in an ordinary part of London, in a council flat, ordinary family. And then we'd won the Eurovision and suddenly we were international. We had to go everywhere. Making Your Mind Up went to #1 in 9 countries and we had to go all over the world. Going to Japan and going to the Philippines. Who goes to the Philippines? It was great. We bought this in Hong Kong.
And this is something that you'd like to go?
Even if it doesn't make a ton of money, which is fine, if it goes to a home and it makes them happy,
Yeah.
then it's doing a good job.
I mean, sadly, you know, the market for it, they're just not fashionable anymore. So it won't do a great deal, but I'm sure we'll be able to find a home for it.
You know, we want to get rid of the dresser as well.
Yeah.
Although we'll have to find somewhere to put all our glasses. At the bottom of the dresser, there's a load of Royal Doulton.
OK, big dinner service, yeah. Albany pattern, and again, quite a lot. Big dinner sets probably bought for a wedding present. It wasn't a wedding.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And they sit in a cupboard and never get used.
That's it. Yeah.
I'm scared to get it out because, you know, in case you crack one or whatever, so we just kind of leave it in there as a safety.
We're looking at table chairs, the cabinet minus the glassware, and the Doulton out of here.
Yes.
The dinner service. OK. Oh, where's Pete?
Whoa.
Oh, there you are. There is a big dining suite. Now, I know when you see it, you're going to say it's not saleable while we're taking it, but, you know, there is some good bits to come as well, so come on in.
Right.
Pete's got his work cut out helping to empty that dresser.
Oh. What's the matter?
Well, we've got all the drawers as well.
Oh.
I think, secretly, Pete's in his element. I don't think he likes to admit that he's a massive Box Fizz fan, but he is, so I think he's really enjoying it.
See if you can lift that up.
Is it heavy? Can't be that heavy. That's not heavy.
It worked.
I've only got one boss, you know. I don't need two.
The real boss is still on the hunt for more things to take to auction.
Just absolutely love these Victorian knife sharpeners. You put your blades in, and then you spin this round, and that would sharpen the blades. Now, people wouldn't really use it as a knife sharpener today. It's just a nice decorative piece.
After all these years, Cheryl and Steve certainly know the secret to keeping the magic alive: separate spaces.
This is Steve's studio.
Wow.
Yeah, how many guitars do you need?
Tools of the trade, isn't it? I mean, clearly, you're just both passionate about music, and that's the driver, isn't it? I mean,
It's our life.
Yeah.
I think you'll find this even more interesting. It's some strands of Elvis's hair. I mean, literally.
Oh, God, it is literally just strands, isn't it?
Four strands of Elvis's hair. I was doing a promotional thing in the Deep South of America, and it was covering all the music of the Deep South, and of course we did Elvis. Was there for quite a while, and the guy that was looking after us and taking us around is a sheriff named Tom, and he used to look after Elvis. And so at the end of the time there, he said, "I've got something for you." But he came out with this. But I've got all the authenticity and the proof of here from his a hairdresser and from the guy, Tom, and...
That's the most important thing,
Yeah.
you know, with anything like this, because, you know, it could be anybody's hair. I mean, it would certainly sell. I can honestly say in all my career, I've never sold any of Elvis's hair.
There you go.
You know, we're going to have to take a strand of yours and see which does better.
What else of Cheryl's can Angus take back to Yorkshire?
I thought as a compromise, maybe I could just get a signed album
blimey.
instead. Would that be all right?
Yeah. Who signed it?
Yeah.
Cheryl Baker?
Yeah.
Worth a fortune.
We've got an interesting mix of items that have come out, and there's a bit of everything, you know, including bits that say Cheryl, you know. We've got that album signed. Didn't manage to get any of her hair. See what everyone at the sale room makes of it.
After 7 hours, Angus and Pete are leaving with 12 items to sell for Cheryl and Steve.
I can't believe this room is the size it is.
Well done.
Can't believe it. We've got a room back. Thank you so much.
No, you're very welcome. Hold on, Pete.
Yeah.
And you're going to drive back?
No, you drove here, I'll drive back.
It's only fair, isn't it?
I feel a bit weird that Angus has taken all my furniture, all my crockery and some of the special stuff like Elvis's hair. I mean, I wonder in an auction house how they're going to do, but I have faith in him, I think.
At Kirby Moorside, valuer and closet Eurovision fan Mark is standing by to help unload Cheryl's items.
You're right, Mark.
What, you've got anything exciting?
You know who we went to see, don't you?
Was it Cheryl?
Yeah.
From...
Back at Box Fizz, yeah.
Right.
There she is. I know you like your memorabilia. She signed this.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you can listen to your heart's content.
It's remix.
And then, you're not going to believe what we've got. This is very careful. Don't lose that. It's worth more than gold per gram, that. That is Elvis Presley's hair.
That's what?
Elvis's hair.
No.
It is. We've got all the paperwork. Came from his sheriff that used to look after him. I mean, bits of his hair have sold before for a lot of money.
I'll put that somewhere out of a draft.
Everything will need to be fully researched and catalogued before auction day in less than 2 weeks' time. Valuer Jack is saying konnichiwa to Cheryl's kimono.
So this is a fantastic kimono. Kimono is a traditional dress in Japan. What's really interesting is the design. Now, in Japan, they have a lot of love of symbolism. Now, the crane is one of the national sort of symbols of Japan, and it symbols longevity and good life. And I'll put it on. As you can see, there's quite a bit of a drop on it for me. Traditionally, it would go like that, and you'd have a belt around here. Now, this one doesn't come with it, unfortunately, but it's still, as itself, is quite a lovely piece. It'll be interesting to see this go. I think whoever does get it will probably love it and have it again like Cheryl on her wall, or his wall. But it is truly a stunning piece.
Very fetching. But will Yorkshire folk really fork out for this?
One of the things I'm probably most concerned about with Cheryl's items is that kimono. Now, she's put a £200 reserve on it, which I think will be a struggle, but also Elvis's hair. I mean, it's a rare thing, but who's going to pay huge bucks for it? Yeah, pressure's on overall. There's some big-ticket items, and are we going to get them away for a price that Cheryl's going to be happy with? I don't know, but we'll do our best.
It's Cheryl's auction day. The action will be starting in less than an hour and the bidders are already arriving to get a good spot. Cheryl and Steve have made the 260-mile journey to watch their items go under the gavel.
Morning, you all right?
Morning. I had such a bad night's sleep. I was so worried. I was so worried about today.
Well, there's nothing to be worried about.
What if nothing sells?
No, we'll be absolutely fine. Why don't you come on in and have a look round?
All right, lovely.
Rick,
Yeah, thank you. Aladdin's cave. There's our table and chairs today. Oh,
Nice chapter.
that's the album. I feel like I want to sit down and have dinner. It's so weird. Eek!
Excited now?
Yes.
Oh, good.
It's time to put Cheryl out of her misery because the auction is about to begin. With just 12 lots, Angus is going to have to make each one count to raise some serious moolah for Cheryl. Overseeing the online bids are Jasper and Jack. Strap yourselves in, folks. It's showtime.
Right, lot 506, there we go. You're on.
First up is Cheryl's 75-piece Albany pattern Royal Doulton dinner and tea set.
Imagine this all laid out, all the family round. The dream could be yours at 120.
This was our
This would be wonderful.
wedding present.
It's not far away. £120 it is, then at 120 for all that. At 120, at 120, 130, 140, 150. At 150, we're all done then. At 150.
They're off to a good start.
Right, I'm happy with that.
Next, time for the pair of Longines watches, starting with the gents.
I can open at £600. At 600 a bit, at 600 it is, then at 600. At £600 it is, then at 600. At £600, let's be on now. 620, 640, 660, 680, 700.
There's at least 2 keen bidders for the watch online.
740, 760, 780. 780 it's at. 800 bid, thank you, at £800 it is then. We're all done, at £800 it is, then at 800. Don't mistake them, selling then at £800.
The first watch comes in bang on the estimate.
There you go.
Like 50 quid.
No, you never did.
Now for Cheryl's. Let's see if anyone out there wants a watch worn by a Eurovision winner.
So that's mine.
It's my watch.
£500 I'm bid, at 500 it is. At £500 it is, then at £500. At 500, at 500, and 20, 40, 60, 80.
The bidder for the first watch is keen to get this one too.
600 at 600, with the last buyer at £600 at 600. We're all done at £600 at 600. They're going to stay together. At £600 it is, then at 600. I'm trying. At 600, at £600, and at 600.
The lady's watch also meets the estimate and goes to the same home.
God, that's excellent.
Now for the kimono, with the ambitious reserve of £200.
This is wonderful, is this?
Angus has received some commission bids already.
I go straight in at 160 and bid at 160, at 160, 170, 180, 190. We're all done, commissions are out. At £190 it is, then at 190, 200 is it now, surely?
After a flurry of pre-arranged bids, it's gone quiet in the room. But Angus isn't saying sayonara just yet.
It's wonderful, imagine that, framed up on a wall at 190. It'll keep you warm this winter when you've got no heating. Bidder, I can see you hovering. It's your last chance. 190 it is, then at 190, 200 if you want to be in. Gavels up. Final call at 190.
So near and yet so far, just £10 shy of the reserve, the kimono will be staying with Cheryl. Another 6 lots of Cheryl and Steve's items go under the gavel, including the Victorian knife sharpener.
£60 at 60. We're all done for the sharpener and grinder at £60.
And a job lot of their 1980s dining room furniture, comprising of a table and chairs and a side cabinet.
We can't get this in the back of the car, so it's got to go. 110, thank you, at the back of the room. But 110, I'm selling at 110.
But now it's time for something a little bit more rock and roll.
First time we've ever had a bit of Elvis to sell. This is strands of Elvis Presley's hair. And we know it's all right, because you got this from your tour of America, didn't you, from his sheriff?
Yeah.
With something so unique and collectible, Angus and Cheryl have agreed a reserve of £800.
I've got £300, top commission bid starts me at 300 for Elvis's hair. At 320, 340, 360, 380, 380, 400. At £400, £400 on the net, 400 it is, then at 400, 420, 420.
2 internet bidders are going head-to-head for the hair.
440, 460, 480, 500. At £500 it is, 520 they're back in at 520, 540, 560, 580, 600, 620, 640, 660, 680.
It's creeping up, but will it reach the reserve?
It's not often you get a bit of Elvis's hair. At 680, at 680, 700 is it now? At 680, we're not quite there. At 680, all done.
It's return to sender. Despite a lot of interest, Angus thinks the King's hair can do better. Elvis's hair will have to wait for another auction to find a new home.
She fits in there. There we go. Where should be for this?
Oh, maybe.
Cheryl's in Heartbreak Hotel, but there's one more lot that might cheer her up.
Oh, this is the lot you've all been waiting for. Fame and Fortune. And this is a retake of all the hits, isn't it? Slightly different versions.
Yeah.
And it's signed. Where should be £20 straight in on commission. 22. I've got 25. 28. 28, commission bids out. At £28 it is, then at £28. 30, thank you, 30.
There's two fans in the room fighting it out for the record.
Oh no, the husband says no. He's so mean, isn't he? So mean. I don't listen to him. Enjoy yourself. At £30 it is, then at 30. 32, back in at 32. 35. Thank you. 35 it is, then at £35 at 35. Not bad for one of your records, is it? At £35 it is, then we're all done. I'm going to sell at £35. Thank you, 35.
Get the fizz on ice, Cheryl. That's a great price to end the day.
Great.
But now it's time to find the grand total of what they made.
I think there was a few fans out there, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were. That was great.
I thought your record was all right. You were worried about me taking that.
Well, I thought, who's going to want that? You know.
Two people did. So you'll be taking home £1,695.
Great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm thrilled with that. But thank you very much.
You are very welcome. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Good to watch you work.
Oh, well, maybe I'll come and see you at a gig one day.
Come and see us working.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I was really pleased with it. There was stuff that Angus was showing that I didn't remember giving to him.
Must have found it in a bottom drawer somewhere.
All in all, I'm really pleased with the outcome. I think it's great.
I have a nice new guitar.
Is that what you're going to spend the money on?
No.
Yeah, it's been OK. Mixed results, but that's the way auctions go sometimes. I'm pleased there was interest in Alice's hair, just not to the amount that Cheryl wanted. But we did get a few good results. And, you know, it's not every day you get to meet a winner of the Eurovision Song Contest, isn't it? It's certainly the first one I've ever met. So, no, it's been a great experience all round.
From teaspoons and toys to fine art and furniture, Angus sells hundreds of lots a week, both little and large. And for the heftier things that get snapped up, the team are always on hand to deliver the goods. Today he's taken Value and Nick to a local theatre to drop off a table they bought at auction.
Yeah, no, it's quite nice, this theatre. It's all run by volunteers and everything. He said he wanted it up on the stage.
Job one down?
Yep.
What else have we got?
Well, now we've got a bit of a drive. We're off to Fleetwood. We're going to go see somebody who's well known for being on stage. It's been at the height of entertainment.
Come on, who is it? Who is Angus off to see? A star of the stage?
We're going to go see Sid Little.
Comedy legend Sid Little has been making people laugh for decades. Best known for his double act with comedy partner Eddie Large, their long-running TV series, The Little and Large Show, was watched by 15 million people each week from the 1970s to the 1990s.
Oh, well, I'm Sid Little, yes. Hands up all of those that thought I was dead. It's funny, people, you know, that don't know me. The older person will say, oh, he's famous, to the little kid, and you look at the little kid and he's not a clue who you are. And I just say to them, look on Google.
The Little and Large Show. I mean, you'll remember the show, won't you? Because it's slightly more your sort of generation than mine, really.
Yeah, we used to watch it as a family. We used to sit down with our fish and chips and watch these shows when we were little kids.
It's been a 3-hour drive to get to Sid's home in the old port town of Fleetwood in Lancashire.
Where we're meeting Sid is his pub, which I think is the oldest pub in Fleetwood. Didn't think I was taking you to a pub today, did you, eh?
I'm always happy to visit a pub, especially when the business is paying for it.
6 years ago, Sid swapped barrels of laughs for barrels of beer, retiring after almost 60 years in showbiz to help wife Cherie run a pub.
Cherie always calls this place her a little old lady, and it'd be nice to try and get her back to how she was, you know, because she's been neglected for so many years.
Sid and Cherie are having a bit of a clear out to help raise funds for some renovations to the old girl.
Pub needs a lot more doing to it, a lot more money to go into it, so every little helps, as they say.
It's a good excuse to have a good declutter. That's the main reason, I think. I've had enough of all this stuff hanging around.
Here we are. Big old spot, isn't it?
Yeah, a place to get steaming in.
See what you did there.
Yeah.
You don't like that one?
No.
Okay.
Morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you? I've never been to Fleetwood before, but yeah, I got quite excited I was coming to a pub. Is it like one of the oldest pubs, or was it a hotel or something?
It is the oldest pub in Fleetwood now, yeah.
It was built in 1831. It's her pub, she runs it.
Sid was ready to retire, I wasn't, so thought, what can we do, you know? So.
We're still doing it up. It's a fourth bridge job, you know. You finish something, then you've got to do something else.
Maybe we should have a look round, Sid. That'd be great.
Yeah, if you're ready for this.
Yeah.
It's a big place.
We'll try not to get lost.
I'll carry on working.
Oh, okay.
Sid and Cherie live in a flat above the pub, with one room filled with memorabilia and mementos from Sid's days in showbiz.
Not nice again. This is our junk room, really.
Okay.
But it's good because it's all bits and pieces, you know, that we've collected over the years.
And then these are all sort of bits that potentially are to go, are they, Sid?
Yeah.
An interesting mix of things. And tell me a little bit about this. This is...
Well, I mean, actually, Cherie, it's been in her family. And they don't know anything about it, but look what it's on. I don't know.
Yeah, on board. I mean, this was quite typical. People, I mean, canvas was quite expensive. People would use old bits of wood, and they would paint on board. Somebody's chopped it up and used it as a canvas. It's got some French writing on the back. Date there.
French? Wow.
1878.
You don't know what the value is of it, do you?
I mean, not huge amounts.
No.
You know, it's more interesting and valuable. It's sort of £50 to £100, but it's. Yeah, it's not a relative, is it?
No.
No.
I have no French, yeah.
An intriguing find to start off the day, but the room is also full of showbiz memorabilia that Sid has collected over the years.
It's not for sale, but this is your life. That was us, Michael Aspel. He sort of did This Is Your Life on us in 1993.
Heck of a career. I mean, it was a long-running show, wasn't it?
Yeah, 14 years. So we were lucky, really.
Am I right in thinking it was sort of almost by chance you got into it? Was that right? Or?
Well, I was an apprentice painter and decorator, would you believe? And then I met Eddie about 17, and you know, we went to the Isle of Man on a holiday one summer, and we did a bit together in the pubs and clubs. You know, didn't get paid for it, just got up and sang. And we stood up, and Eddie being the little barrel he was, and me being the skinny one, they were laughing before we were even on stage. That was a start of Little and Large.
Sid's comedy partner Eddie Large sadly passed away in 2020.
People always were asking me and Eddie, how do you get on with your partner? And Eddie said, it's not my partner, it's my best friend. And that's how it was, you know. And then he passed away, and it was heartbreaking because...
You lost your pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my pal.
Tell me about the guitar. Does that one have a story behind it? Or?
Oh, well, this dates back to when I first started. 1965, we were on that tour, and that... Gene Pitney, Lulu and the Lovers, Rockin' Berries, Sid and Eddie, you see, we couldn't afford second names, and Peter and Gordon. And it was at the Slough Odeon, and we're having a shave, me and Eddie. All of a sudden, a knock on the door. You know, come in. And the Scousey accent, you know, says, is Peter Gordon in here? And it's Paul McCartney. The next thing, our room is full of Lulu, Pitney. They'd all come down because they knew he was in. And he says, have you got a guitar? And mine was the only guitar in the room. And I gave him this. And he said, oh, yeah. But he's left-handed. And he turned it upside down like that, and he played it upside down. And he did Norwegian Wood. Unbelievable. Paul McCartney's played my guitar.
This guitar, it's specky. No name on it. It's an unknown maker. It's got the story about Paul McCartney that we can't prove other than Sid's word for it, which I'm sure is right, but that doesn't really wash in a catalogue. It's a lovely story. It's a fantastic bit of Sid's history. How much are we going to get for it? I don't know.
The third floor has become a bit of a dumping ground for old pub furnishings.
Oh dear.
The renovation work's still ongoing, Sid.
I daren't touch that, no, because that looks pretty dodgy, doesn't it? It's been neglected for a long time.
So I can see where the money's going to go that we get for any items we sell.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, I was really hoping the oldest pub in Fleetwood that we might find some original, nice Victorian fixtures and fittings, but although we've got these lights, these ribbed glass shades, what would have been nice is if they were the original ones from the 1920s, not a repro chandelier set. So I think they're worth trying, a pair of them, but they're not going to be huge money. Now, this is very typical of what you'd expect to find in an old pub. But these are, well, people refer to them as a captain's chair or a smoker's bow. And they're this sort of half crescent armchair with a low back on it. If they're a proper Victorian one, you know, nice one, you could be £100 to £200. I think the set of 4 sort of modern reproductions are £100 to £150 for 4. So we could take the 4 chairs, we can take a couple of lights, and we could make our own little bar in the sale room.
Drinks on you then. While Angus hunts for more stuff to take back to the auctioneer's arms, modelling expert Nick has found a kindred spirit in Sid.
So you made the Titanic?
Yeah, I got that given as a kit. And the thing is, that was just a kit, but I got it to light up. I'm a collector of hobbies. I've got model boats and things. I'm a hoarder as well. And she, you know, why do you want that? Why do you want this? So...
Yeah, well, hence we got in touch with Angus.
Yeah.
Nick's doing his best to help clear some of the clutter by going through Sid's collection of model cars.
So there's a collection of James Bond vehicles. These are all sealed up. And there's some other bits and bobs in here. There was a couple of companies, Danbury Mint and Franklin Mint, and they've always been sort of a higher end of the die-cast collector's market. So we've got a Danbury Mint, and this is a James Bond special edition. It's got the ejection seat, so that's pretty cool. This is a bit damaged, unfortunately, but you know, even in this condition, it's repairable. And someone out there will want something like that.
Meanwhile, upstairs... What have you got, Angus?
I was hoping I'd find something good. Look at that. That is brilliant. A lady's milk glass. That would have been in a light above the lady's door, shining up. And that's, you know, a lot of things nowadays sells for their interior merits rather than their antiques value. So something like that, re-rigged with a nice light fitting, all lit up, it would sell to a bar, a restaurant. That is actually a great find. Might not be the most valuable thing we find today, but I can sell that all day long.
With 3 flights of stairs to deal with in the pub, Angus is definitely getting his 10,000 steps in today.
I think, yeah, we'll have a few interesting bits to come back off this job. And I think Nick's enjoying himself and he's just disappeared with toys while I work up a sweat loading the van. I haven't quite got this management job quite off to an art yet, but I'll get there.
The fear of the auction is that
we said that,
Cherie will be like this with my hand. She'll have it down here because I'll be like that, and I'll see something I like. Oh, yeah. It'll be very hard to stop me. Yeah.
We're down to trying to sort of like get rid of most things.
That's right, not collect them. No.
We'll buy a little guitar.
Ought to get you to sign the back of it, shouldn't I? Here, sign it, Sid Little.
This guitar was played upside down by Sir Paul McCartney in 1965 at the Slough Odeon. Be happy, Sid Little.
After 14 trips up and down the stairs for Angus and 4 hours geeking out over models and toy cars for Nick, Sid's junk room is looking a little less cluttered and the old boozer has given up some interesting booty to take to auction.
That's the van all loaded.
Well, the next time we'll see you, it'll be at your place.
Fantastic, it's been wonderful, isn't it? And
yeah, thank you.
We'll see you on sale day.
Bye.
I mean, I think the lot that potentially has the most potential is the guitar. Sid signed it, he's put the history on there. Hopefully that's going to capture a few imaginations. Otherwise it's going to end up on my cafe wall.
Sid, Cherie and the steamer are counting on you, Angus. You'd better not let them down. Back at Kirby Moorside, Valuer Mark is standing by to help unload Sid's not-so-little load of items.
You all right, Mark?
Yeah, how was your trip?
Interesting. You'll be Sid Little sort of era, aren't you?
Yes, I know Sid.
Well, it was massive, wasn't it? I mean, it was on...
huge. Saturday night viewing, prime.
It was. Now, this is the, I think, the gem of the job, really. This was his actual guitar that he used to perform with, Sid Little. And Paul McCartney just popped in. Have you got a guitar? And he was like, yeah. So he played it upside down because he was left-handed. Like this, reverse.
Rock and roll memorabilia, isn't it? Rock and roll history. And of course, I'm left-handed, so that's how I'd play it as well.
Oh, so you like Paul McCartney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to leave your rock and roll dreams for later, Mark. There's a whole van load of items for the team to sort and catalogue before auction day. Nick's pleased as punch as he's getting to spend even more time with Sid's models. These ones are by a company called Billing Boats.
A Danish company, started in the 1950s, an ex-RAF pilot actually, Edgenor Billing, and they've been around for years and still going. But we've got the HMS Bounty and we've got the Vasa. These are back from the early 1980s, I would say, because you actually have to cut all the wood out yourself. I've put an estimate of 50 to 80 on each lot. So the Bounty's one lot, the Vasa's another lot. And the Vasa, and that's a £300 plus kit new. So you can actually buy yourself a beautiful model that's ready to be built for not a lot of money. So I'm hopeful, but we'll see on the day.
2 weeks later, Sid and Cherie have made the trek from Lancashire to Yorkshire to watch Angus sell their items and find out how much cash they'll be taking back to patch up their pub. First, a last chance to say goodbye.
Oh, look at this lot here, look at that. Oh, that brings back memories.
Gosh, there's so much.
Someone's going to, you know, if they buy them and put them up, they're going to have a whacking great electricity bill, aren't they? So I don't know if they're going to go because, I mean, that's why we got rid of them, innit?
I think for me, one of the best items they've got, might not be the most valuable, is that globe that I've put in with the light shades, the ladies' one. That's very saleable. Some of their other items, we will see. I hope we get a good price for their guitar.
To go along with the guitar, Sid's included a tour poster from that fateful night when he met Sir Paul.
People say to me, they look at the old photos when they see me, and they say, like, you look younger now, Sid, than you do there.
I don't see our son in either of us. I can't see him, but they all got...
Must have been the milkmans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were away an awful lot.
I was, wasn't I? Yeah.
It's time to get the show on the road and for Sid and Cherie to find out how their collection will sell. In charge of the online bids are Jasper and Jack, and around 500 potential bidders are already logged onto the system. Break a leg, Sid.
Right, we go on to this... I didn't mean to say that, this little lot now, but there we go, Sid Little, there we go.
First up, will Sid's models float anyone's boat? It's HMS Bounty.
You might not know, but you're a massive modeller, aren't you?
Yes.
As in the items, not modelling. Billing Boats, there we go. HMS Bounty, there we go. Where should be for this? I've got £30 bid at 30 it is, then at £30 at 30. £30 at 32, 5, 8, 40, £40 right now, £40 it is, then at £40 at 40 it is, then at 40, selling at 40.
Someone in the room has bagged a bargain boat.
Was that both the Billing Boats? Or just the one?
Just one, yeah.
That's Bounty.
Watch out, Angus. Sid's running a tight ship today.
Lot number 240 then is more Billing Boats. There we go. There we go. I've got £35 straight in. We're at 35, 38, 40. £40 the last buy, then at 40. We're all done. 2 fresh bid at 42.
A last-minute online bidder goes for broke.
Selling then at 42.
That's a total of £82 for the pair of ships.
That's good.
Now for some more of Sid's toys. The collection of model cars, including the Danbury Mint James Bond Aston Martin.
Where should be for this £30 a minute 30 at 30 it is, then at £30 2, 5, 8, £38, 38, 42, 22, all online now.
2 online bidders are fighting it out.
5 is it now, 42 it is, then at £42. At 42 it is, then at £42 at 42. We're all done for the cars at 5, thank you, sir.
In the room,
45 it is then in the room. 2 of you came in at the same time. 45. 33675.
The last-minute room bidder will be driving home with an Aston Martin. Next up is the painting of the mysterious old French woman.
£30 start me. Bid. 32, 32, 35, 35. £35 at 35 it is then at 35. 35, 38, 40, sir. At 38 it is then, lovely little oil on board there. At 38, looking for 40, anywhere is it now? At £38 it is then, we're all done, going to sell at 38.
The old lady finds a new home with an internet buyer.
Thank you very much. That'll get us a couple of tiles for the roof. Yeah.
Now for the set up 4 captain's chairs.
These are actually out of the pub. There we go. Where should it be? The oldest pub in Fleetwood.
It is, yeah.
Still surviving, yeah.
Definitely.
There we go. £40 start me. £40. Quite comfy, actually. Take the upholstery off if you don't like it.
No.
But despite Angus's best efforts, nobody wants to take a seat.
No, boys, we'll save them for another day. They're worth this. All right, we'll save them for the next sale.
Maybe the next lot will flush out some bidders. It's the ladies' toilet light.
Couple of commission bids on this. 42, 5, 8, 55, 65, 75, 80. £80 we're up to, at £80 it is then. At £80 it is then, at £80 at 80, at £80 at 80. We're all done for the Globe, at £80 I'm going to sell away then, at £80.
Angus's instincts were right. He certainly has an eye for the ladies. Over the next 10 minutes, Angus flogs the rest of the pub's old fixes and fittings, from armchairs...
All done at 50. I'm going to sell the chair at £50. Thank you.
Double whammy.
to the rest of the light fittings.
30, I'm selling at 30. You open your own pub at this rate. There you go. The setup at 45.
But now it's time for Sid's rock and roll claim to fame.
This is a very interesting lot, this.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear.
So this was Sid's guitar that he performed with all over the country and was also played by Paul McCartney.
Yeah. Upside
Unfortunately, nobody took a photo of it.
No.
It's 1965, actually. There was no such thing as a felt tip pen, so he didn't sign it. But I signed it and told it to tell you the little story on the back about 1960, how it met and everything. And I signed it on the front as well. Right?
Thank you.
Is that enough?
Yeah, no, that's great, yeah. I've got £130 start. 130, 140, 150, 150, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190. A little bit of British showbiz history here at 190.
Sid's demo seems to have stirred some interest in the room, and there's excitement online too.
£200 a bid at 200. At £200 it is then, at £200. At 200 it is then, at £200 it is then. At £200 at 200, 210. Won't get another one of these at 220, 220, 230, 240. At 240. We're all done at £240. Woo! Selling then at 240. Last chance at 240.
Well done. That's good.
I hope the buyer enjoys it.
Yeah, I hope so.
Money can't buy me love, but it does buy one internet bidder a little piece of 1960s showbiz history. A great result to round off the day.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Get us a bit of plaster for the ceiling.
The money from today's auction will be going into Sid and Cherie's pub renovation fund. But before they take the long and winding road back home, it's time to find out how much cash they've made.
You all right?
Yeah, fine. That was exciting and quick.
A couple of bits that didn't sell that will just go into another sale. The chairs, which I thought normally would go, so another day. So you will be taking away £1,075.
Whoa! Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Wow.
It's all right.
No, thank you very much.
Great.
Well, we'll go find some more now and come back in 5 years.
Brilliant. Well, I'll come and check on the pub in 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Come in for a drink any time, yeah.
My guitar went all right, didn't it?
It's fabulous, yeah.
Mate,
really
it's
good.
my salesmanship. That's
Is that
what
what it
did
is?
it. Yeah, that's what did it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Might have gone for more if you'd not played it.
Or signed it.
I'm delighted for Sid and Sheree. Do you know what? The audience have loved Sid. He's been chatting to everybody, absolute gent, and just having a good day out. So, all in all, it's been a great result.
On the edge of the Yorkshire moors is the picturesque town of Kirby Moorside, home to auctioneer Angus Ashworth.
Now, this is a good thing. I know a lot of you in here own Ferraris.
He's on a mission to help celebrities.
Welcome to Pal Towers.
Blimey, that was a knock.
Nice to see you.
And
Come
you.
on in.
Hello.
Turn prized possessions collected over their lives
And these are potentially to go, are they?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a bit weird.
into piles of cash.
If we auction this, we're going to go halves on the profit.
Come along as he visits their homes.
Basically, my home is your home.
Anything that doesn't fix cars can go. You can assure me you're actually an auctioneer. This isn't some weird burglary or something.
And uses his expert knowledge
If this is right, this could be something very special.
to uncover hidden gems
The table at the back. I like more than anything else.
Yeah.
Sentimental family heirlooms.
This is a problem when your mum and dad keep everything.
And the super strange.
So, how do you have Houdini's sack?
Then invites them back to his Yorkshire Auction House, where he sells their unwanted treasures.
1,800 for Lawrence's pumpkin.
And makes them lots and lots of money.
Yes! Thank you very much indeed.
Where did it come from?
She got it in Hong Kong. You'd leave it there, wouldn't you?
Whether it's from the Far East or the final frontier, the auction house sees treasures from all sorts of exotic places, which makes working here many things, but it's never dull.
Hey, Charlotte.
Hi, Angus.
I'm going to take you out in the van.
Oh, good. Where are we going?
Cheltenham. Very nice.
OK, who are we going to see?
Wow. Hello? No, I'm at an auction. Yeah, I'm on the phone. Ciao! Ciao!
I'm not sure. You have to tell me.
Dom Joly.
Oh, was he on I'm a Celeb?
Yeah, but he was famous for Trigger Happy TV.
OK.
And the giant mobile phone. OK, you're a bit young than me.
no.
Come on, we're off to Cheltenham.
Charlotte was just a toddler when Dom hit our screens in 2000 with the anarchic comedy show Trigger Happy TV. And he's been tickling the nation's funny bones ever since, as a travel writer, visiting offbeat destinations, and more recently, as a DJ.
I want you to call in if you feel you can argue with me that the best dog in the world is not a black Labrador. I mean, you're wrong on every level, but if you're prepared to try and argue that, then call in. So I suppose because I'm a bit older now, I'm slightly prouder of being an award-winning travel writer rather than an award-winning squirrel.
It's a 4.5-hour drive for Angus and Charlotte to Dom's home in the genteel town of Cheltenham on the edge of the Cotswolds.
Famous for its horse racing. Famous being a spa town. Lots of Georgian architecture, which is nice. We like that.
Seeing that.
Yeah.
Dom's home is an excellent example of that Georgian architecture. A gorgeous 19th century Regency townhouse, which he shares with his wife, 2 kids, and according to Dom, 2 of the best breed of dog in the world, Fitzgerald and Truman.
I have lived in this house now for 3 years, so I got it and completely ripped it apart and have done it up, and it's now nearly finished. But the reason I'm here is because Cheltenham is so beautiful, and in the last 10 years or so, it's actually become quite hip.
Dom grew up in Lebanon, and as a writer, he's visited more than 100 countries. A lot of things here are from his travels.
I've got some things that don't quite fit and that I need to get rid of. They don't suit the whole look. Also, unfortunately, I've had a couple of recent family deaths, which means that I've been left stuff that, to put it nicely, are kind of not in my style. I'm hoping to build a sort of banquette round the table downstairs, so I figured if I made any money from this enterprise, it would pay for that.
Dom's got some pictures up for grabs too, so art expert Charlotte could be in her element.
Ah, lovely spot, isn't it, Charlotte?
It is. It's a lovely house, this.
See you living somewhere like this.
Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would.
Better start saving, Charlotte.
Oh, he's got dogs then.
I hope he's got dogs.
I think he's gone out.
Be a bit awkward. Oh.
Hello.
Hi, you're right.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm all right. Don't worry, he's not that aggressive.
No,
Don't
well,
it's fine.
Doors.
Do you want to come in?
Yeah, lovely, thanks. Cheers.
Thank you.
Here we are.
Wow, what a house.
Yeah, it's a mishmash. It's really cool. My last 2 places, one was ultra-modern, then it was a farm, and now I'm Regency, so... which is why I'm glad you've come, because I've kind of got stuff that needs to go in and out.
Doesn't fit. So what sort of thing is it that you're looking to part ways with?
Truman has an extensive collection of socks, and he is prepared to let one of them go for the right price, aren't you?
I should stick a hefty reserve on that sock if I were you, Truman.
The thing I really love, and this is the one I'm sort of loath to...
Yeah, I spotted those when I walked in.
So the very first thing I bought when I made some money from Trigger Happy, like the first grown-up purchase I did, I was walking past a shop in Notting Hill. I saw these and I absolutely fell in love with them.
These 4 early 1960s dining chairs were designed by renowned Danish furniture maker Niels Otto Moller.
They're very sought-after chairs. They've become very collectible. Potentially, they're quite good.
OK, that's good.
Not bad for starters. So, what's the rest of the house have to offer?
Loving this cabinet.
This is a sort of Ponzi equivalent of the man drawer. You know what I mean? It's like all the things you don't know where to put them. These, I wasn't going to show you them because...
Oh, that's sweet.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, this is quite complicated, but a friend of mine gave them to me. I hate them. And he's not going to see this, I don't think, but he claimed... I think he thought this was like a really, expensive, good present, and I just thought that is a £1 piece of junk.
You might be wrong there, Dom. These silver and enamel rabbits were made by Italian company Saturno, based near Florence, who've been handcrafting tiny animals since 1973.
They did lots of different animals.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're paired together probably about sort of 80 to 120.
Let's do it.
Brilliant. There we go.
100%.
2 rabbits.
If he's watching this, I'm really sorry.
Brilliant. I'm loving this house. It's fantastic. Right, well, are we going upstairs?
Upstairs,
yeah. Brilliant.
You stand guard over that silver, Truman, or chew on your sock.
So this is my library come man cave.
I would love a room like this.
Oh, hello.
Is that the actual phone?
That is the actual mobile, yeah.
Oh, we're going to have a look at that. Sorry,
go on
Charlotte. You're a little bit young for this. Okay, so this is the actual one that was used, then?
That is the actual one. It's a bit of pop culture history, I think. I nicked this from a display outside a mobile phone shop in about 1999. I just picked it up, we got on a bus, we got to Oxford Street, got off, and there was a guy called John O'Coleman, who was an Australian DJ, and he was doing an interview, TV interview on the street, and I just ran up behind and I just went, hello! And, you know, that was it.
Needless to say, this iconic piece of comedy memorabilia is going nowhere.
I mean, you've got, obviously some quirky items, quite a lot of modern art, but you've also got some quite traditional bits as well.
I genuinely have no idea what that is.
This is a carriage clock.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dom inherited this clock from an auntie.
You can lift that so it's in a protective case, so you
God,
can tell
so...
the time in your carriage.
That's actually really cool.
And
I had no
idea. You can take it out when you get to your coach house of the evening.
Yeah.
And put that on the side. And
is that... It feels quite chunky.
Oh, it's heavy,
is that a nice thing?
It is a nice thing. And what's even
more importantly,
nicer,
is that an expensive thing?
It's all right.
But that's one of my family things, and I've never used it. So if you can
potentially that could go.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
oh, brilliant. Well, there we go. We're
you said
doing all right.
£2,000 for that.
No, you misheard that. Yeah.
Right.
I wish.
Dream on, Dom. But this could get between 200 and 300 quid. So Charlotte starts gathering up the goodies, while for Angus, the guided tour continues.
So there are a couple of different bits in here that I wanted you to have a look at. This is the wild card.
Okay.
I think I know. In fact, I'm pretty sure I know what this is.
Okay.
But have you got any guesses?
Well, it's brackets, wall brackets.
Yeah, it hangs on the wall. Shall I tell you?
Yeah, go on then.
You're never going to guess, honestly. It's so random.
Yeah.
This is a turban holder. So you take your turban off.
Yeah.
Put it there on the wall.
I can honestly say I've never sold a turban holder.
I think that possibly my grandfather bought this in Alexandria, not because he had a turban, but because I think he just loved the idea of it. But I have no sentimental attachment to it, and I have no turbans to hang. Yes. And I just thought it would be a fun thing anyway, so...
Yeah, no, I like it.
This fascinating piece dates from the 19th century. Not a bad day so far, eh, Angus?
Wow. I mean, I was excited about this job, Tom Joly watching Trigger Happy TV. It was this fantastic, mad programme, and I really hoped his house would reflect that, and it really does. There's some interesting bits today. I'm quite excited about this one, and he's a funny guy as well, really. I just hope on sale day he's not going to turn up with his phone, because it'll disrupt the sale a little bit, won't it?
Talk about a nightmare phone bidder. While Charlotte gets busy with the boxes...
Truman, ready?
And Dom lays down the law to Truman...
Now, if we auction this, yeah, we're going to go halves on the profit, yeah? This is not all yours, because it's my sock.
Outside, Angus's treasure hunt rolls on.
I like this. What I generally find is, when I go to jobs, people never rate what's in the garden. They think because it's outside, they don't put a value on it. And actually, sometimes the garden is where we get the best surprises. Now, this one is a lovely metal bench. almost sort of strap work, and we've got these lovely rivets in it and these arched tops, almost sort of Gothic style.
This antique bench is what's known as Gothic Revival, and this particular one dates from the late Victorian period.
I think in the current market, we're probably looking at about sort of £500 to £800. It's very decorative, and this slightly worn, weathered looks even better. I can sell things like that all day long.
There's no time to relax, Angus. There's work to be done here.
You all right, Charlotte? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm just looking at these Vanity Fair prints. This was Leslie Ward, wasn't it? Spy was the pseudonym he used, which sort of became synonymous with the magazine and the caricatures.
Spy was the alias of artist Leslie Ward, who produced more than 1,000 portraits for the British satirical magazine Vanity Fair around the turn of the century.
It was mainly sort of members of society at the time, so you had doctors, lawyers, writers.
There's quite a few sort of political figures and things, I think, as well, wasn't there? Yeah.
Dom has 3 prints up for grabs today. As the last of Dom's eclectic collection of goodies make their way onto the van, Angus and Charlotte are nearly ready for the long drive back to North Yorkshire.
That's us all done, I think, Charlotte, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Right. Dom, we're all done, we're all loaded.
Pretty zen in here now.
I know, it's emptied a little bit.
You can assure me you're actually an auctioneer. This isn't some weird burglary or something.
No.
Because if it is, you're really good. Anyway, thanks very much.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. I've got rid of stuff that I really didn't want, and it's going to be quite fun to come up to the auction.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we'll see you on auction day.
Show you some famous Cheltenham hospitality. Jog on, go on.
Right, OK.
Move.
Go on, Charlotte.
All right.
It's been great, you know, really funny guy, really interesting house to have a walk around. So I think, you know, he could have a good sale results. I've just got to manage his expectations a little bit, I think. He keeps saying things like hundreds of thousands and things like this. So, you know, he is a comedian, so I hope he is just being funny.
I'm still just not totally convinced that Angus is an auctioneer as opposed to, like, one of the world's most slow-motion and subtle burglars. So, as long as it's all above board, that's fine. Otherwise, I've just been totally burgled.
Now then.
Oh, you're all right.
Back.
Yeah, no, it's been all right. Yeah, there we go.
The next day, no time is lost loading all of Dom Joly's things into the auction house. One item Angus wants a closer look at is a tea set which once belonged to Dom's grandmother.
Oh, we've got this wonderful selection of what we call Amari ware. And Amari ware is very much an English term used to describe brightly coloured Japanese export ware. This was predominantly made for the export market to the West, and it's generally sort of an underglaze of blue, reds, golds, and sometimes sort of black coloration. Now, as it became popular, the British porcelain factories cottoned onto this. So they started putting Amari patterns onto their wares to help sell them with the current fashion. This is actually by one of the top English porcelain manufacturers. It's just marked on the inside, Chamberlain Worcester. Now, that helps us date it around about sort of 1810, that sort of period. Chamberlain Worcester, pieces by them can fetch a lot of money. The trouble is the condition. There's lots of hairline cracks, chips, and that really affects the price. So I think it'll be a fairly lowish come and buy me estimate because of the damage, but we'll see what happens on sale day.
Meanwhile, specialist book valuer Jack has laid his hands on a dusty old tome from Dom's bookshelves.
Are you reading again, Jack?
Yeah, you're always catching me when I'm reading.
What are you looking at?
Just looking at the Buick Select Fables you brought.
Born in 1753, Thomas Buick was a pioneer of wood engraving, a technique that involved carving highly intricate illustrations onto wooden blocks before covering them with ink and transferring the images onto paper.
Throughout his career, he did a lot of books, but the one that was predominant was his Select Fables of Aesop and others, of course, the Greek fables.
Yeah.
1879, the book was published. Just look at the detail that's gone into those small pieces.
I mean, of course, this isn't the standard edition, so
No.
this is going to have a premium for being a limited run, isn't it?
Yeah, and what's great about limited editions in the book world is it's generally no more than 1,000. In this case, it was only 100.
Yeah, no, I thought it's quite good. I mean, I was thinking sort of 1 to 200.
You're right on the mark there. I'd say that's quite a good estimate for it.
Good. Well, don't spend too much time reading.
No, I won't.
Yeah. All right, see you in a bit.
See you later.
Dom's made the 200-mile trip north to check Angus really does own an auction house and isn't just the world's most elaborate thief.
Hi, how are you doing? You all right?
Morning. How are you? Yeah,
Good.
good. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Any particular lots you're excited about?
Well, I'm worried. I really want to get the chairs for a good price.
Yeah, well, we've got a reserve on them, so if we don't hit the mark, they're safe. Yeah.
All right.
Come and have a look round.
All right, cheers.
Dom's got 16 lots going under the gavel today.
I can bid, can I?
Yeah.
I can be dangerous. Oh.
An eccentric blend of curios and heirlooms.
My clock, my book, it's all there. Very exciting. I've come all the way up here. I want to make some cash. I have built my kitchen banquette since we last met. I now need to pay it off.
Dom may not be sentimental,
They are sitting in my chairs.
but today could be harder than he thinks.
And why are those people sitting in my chairs? That's just really... If you sit in my chairs, you're either invited to my house or you've bought them. But you don't just sit in them. What are they doing? Try before you buy. It's weird.
Relax, Dom. This is how auction houses work.
What are they going to do? Have tea in my tea set?
Angus, you should probably get this auction started ASAP.
He has got some really good quality items. The carriage clock, very nice.
Oh, look, my turban holder.
And, of course, there's one lot he doesn't rate at all, and that's those little bunny rabbits. Those lovely little rabbits in silver enamel. They're going to do well. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with today, and I'm looking forward to this one.
There's some kooky items up for grabs this morning. But today's IT specialists, Jasper and Jack, are already clocking some early online interest. Joe's got a phone bidder lined up, while today's porter Sam is ready too. Dom may be king of comedy, but as Angus knows, auctioneering is no joke. So leave your squirrel suits at the door, folks, and switch off your giant mobile phones. It's auction time.
Right then, morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got to this wonderful collection that came out of a very nice property in Cheltenham.
First up, the 19th century French brass carriage clock that comes with its original case.
Where should be for this? And I've got interest in this. I've got 120, 180, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250 bid. 250 at 250, 260, commission's out. 270, anywhere is it now? 280, 290, 300, at 320 and bid. At 340 and bid. 340 at 360, 380, 400. 420, 440, at 440. Any advance, the gavel is going up. Selling at 440.
You've got to be chuffed with that one, Dom.
Time's out. Very happy with that.
Now, who fancies a rusty old, weathered late Victorian garden bench?
Oh, this is a nice thing.
This is a great bench. One of the best benches.
There we go. Where should be for this? You can open it at 600. At £600, 620, 40, 60, 80, 700. At £700 and bid. Commissions are out. At 700 it is, then at 700. At £700 it is, then at 700. We're all done. At £700. Don't miss out. I'm going to sell at £700.
Sold to a bidder in the room.
I'm all right with that. That's pretty much what I paid for it, so it was all right. Got my use out of it.
The mid-century Danish chairs were bought with Dom's first trigger-happy paycheck, and he set a reserve on them of £1,400.
We open at 1,000, at 1,000 and bid. At 1,000, let's be on now. At 1,000 and bid at 1,000. And 50, 11, 1150, 12, 1,200 it is. At 1,200, at 1,200. We're all done at £1,200, at 1,200, at £1,200. That's not sold.
The reserve's not been met today, so they'll be saved for a future sale.
I'm disappointed about the chairs, I have to say. But that's because they were sitting on them, so no one could see it.
It's a real blow. Can Angus turn things around with the quirkiest item of the day?
This is, in fact, a turban holder.
Obviously.
Obviously. Very rare. It's travelled around the world, hasn't it?
It's held turbans all around the world, yeah.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Where should be for this? £50 start me. £50 a bid at 50 it is. 50 a bid at £50 a bid at 50. 60, 5, 70, 5 anywhere is it now? It's £70 it's unique. Anybody else at £70? I'm going to sell at 70. You're all missing out, I'm telling you. At £70, at £70. At 70, I'm going to sell then at £70.
From Alexandria to Kirby Moorside, it's been snapped up by a local.
I think that's a fair price. There's not much call for a turban holder.
With the auction back on track, a trigger-happy Angus rapidly fires off a further 10 lots into the sale room, including the 19th century Chamberlain Worcester Imari tea set,
We're all done at 100.
the 3 Vanity Fair prints by renowned caricaturist Spy,
I'm going to sell the 3 of them at £90.
and the limited edition 19th century book of select fables illustrated by wood engraver Thomas Bewick.
Going to sell then at 90.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with that.
Which brings Angus to the final lot, the pair of tiny silver and enamel Saturno rabbits that Dom received as a gift.
We've got a phone line on this, haven't we?
You're on the rabbit line.
Yeah, rabbit line. We've got 90 and bid at 95, 100, 110 I have at 110 at 110. On the phone, 120 online, commissions are out. 130 online it is then at 130. 140 on the phone, 140 and bid. 150, 160.
They're bidding like bunnies.
160 it is then at 160. I'm selling then. Phone line at 160.
Well, he wanted shot of them, and they're off to Bristol.
You said you'd be happy with 30 quid for those, didn't you?
I'd been happy with 10 quid, frankly.
Really?
Dom's recently splashed a fair old whack on some new kitchen seating. So let's see if Angus has made him enough money today to help recoup some of the costs.
Hey.
Hey. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, well, that was exciting.
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't it?
There are definitely people buying this. You're not just making it up.
No,
It
real people.
It looked like you were hearing voices.
No, and, you know, it was good. You had people in the room buying.
Yeah,
you got
that was
people
good.
On the internet, you know.
Yeah. There were a couple of real surprises, actually. The clock went for a lot more than I thought.
Quality.
Yeah, I know,
piece,
it really was. It was
Yeah.
lovely. The book was good. The rabbits.
Well, I
The
think that
rabbits.
was the result of the day,
That's
wasn't
the
it?
golden rabbit of the day. What was that about?
You didn't rate those at all, did you?
No, I honestly, I thought someone had won them in a cracker.
Well, you'll be taking home £3,215.
That's not bad.
Not bad, is it?
Not bad. I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
That'll pay for the banquette.
Safe travels back.
Thank you so
Brilliant.
much, Angus.
You're very
Honestly,
welcome.
really enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you.
Rabbits. Who'd have thought it? Invest in rabbits. That's what I've learnt today.
Well, that went well, didn't it? You know, some great results, but he had some really good stuff. So I wasn't particularly worried the chairs didn't get away, but we knew it was going to be touch and go. You know, you got a reserve on them, absolutely fine. But otherwise, everything else has gone, done really well. I think he's really pleased. I mean, he seemed to really enjoy it, and I think slightly surprised as well.
I just enjoyed the whole thing. It was quite exciting. It went fast. I think almost everything sold for more than I thought. I have paid for my kitchen banquette. It has paid for it, so that is good news in itself. So thank you very much, Yorkshire Auction House.
Not many people would describe the antiques trade as glamorous, but a job's just come in that could add a bit of sparkle to Angus's week.
Right, Joe, I'm going to get off.
Where are you going?
I'm going all the way to Hampshire.
My parents come from there.
Oh, do they know somebody called Lizzy Cundy?
No, but I've heard of her.
Well, that's where we're going. We're going to Lizzie's house.
Have fun.
I'll catch you later. All right, bye.
See ya, bye.
See ya.
Lizzy Cundy, newspaper columnist, TV star and one-time wag, once married to Premier League star Jason Cundy, is a bona fide socialite, having graced more glitzy showbiz shindigs than the Kardashians combined.
How many dresses have I got? Hundreds, possibly thousands. I don't actually know.
Well, your life is about to get a whole lot more glamorous, Lizzie, because North Yorkshire's finest are already en route.
Well, it's a nice day for it, Jack.
It's stunning today, isn't it?
Yeah, bit of sunshine. A long drive, though. Yeah.
Angus and Jack are settling in for a 5-hour drive south to Lizzy Cundy's home. a stunning 200-year-old 5-bedroom former farmhouse in Hampshire, where she spent the last 20 years raising her 2 boys.
I was here with my ex-husband. Sadly, that marriage fell apart, but I wanted to stay here and the boys loved the house. It has got so many great memories of the kids growing up, so it is a very happy house.
But in the past 12 months, Lizzy's happy home has become a decidedly empty one.
My youngest has gone away travelling in Australia, and my other boy is left with his girlfriend. So it's little old me in this big old house, and it's time to move on.
After 2 decades, Lizzy's ready to downsize, and that process begins with a right good clear-out.
There's quite a few things that I think Angus is going to really like. There's film memorabilia, which could really raise some money. There's boxes of tricks for him to get through. I mean, it really is a mixed bag. A bit like myself. I think he's got his work cut out.
Well, let's go meet the lovely Lizzy.
Perfect.
The lovely Lizzy? You're such an old smoothie, Angus.
Angus!
Hi,
Hi.
Lizzy.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I've got loads to show you.
Brilliant. Well, I brought Jack with me as well.
Come on in.
Thank you. Thanks.
Guys, take a seat.
Thank you. What a wonderful place. I don't take this the wrong way, but
Yeah.
I mean, you're quite known for your showbiz.
Yes.
Here you are in a rural village. How...
Like, no neighbours, all fields, sheep and cows. Yeah, I just love being in the countryside.
You've done lots of different things, haven't you? I mean,
Yeah.
Would you class yourself as a reporter, a presenter, or what would you...
Well, I would say I'm a presenter. I made money out of being a wag. I did a musical, did a book.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, the sort of items that we'll be looking at today, is some of that come from bits you've picked up on your career, or...?
I mean, you've got something by your feet. This is hilarious. These are Arnold Schwarzenegger's fists.
Not real fists, folks. These are plaster casts made for Arnie's 1982 movie, Conan the Barbarian.
You can see all the, detail in his skin, can't you?
Exactly. But sadly,
Yeah.
there was a wee accident.
OK. Well, we'll see what we can do. I'm sure there'll be somebody that wants some
Do you
broken
think?
Arnie arms.
Do you reckon?
I'm a good auctioneer. I can sell most things.
Hopefully these will fly away, which is also an ambition of Lizzy's if she raises enough cash on auction day.
I really want to get over to Australia. I want to see my son. So
Yeah.
I would like to try and get a flight out there.
OK, no pressure. Well, shall we have a look round?
Yes, come on! Well, boys, I've pulled these out of the attic because I can't bear looking at them. These dolls, they remind me of Chucky the movie.
Yeah.
My mum used to have these out, and as a kid, they used to scare me so much. I mean, look at those
So you remember
eyes.
these as a little girl?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I used to hide them. And look, they have wigs. Oh, would you have them in your house?
I'd have them turned around, I think.
This is by Armand Maysel, who's a German manufacturer of dolls, and they're probably the creme de la creme. In remarkable condition as well, because, you know, you think these are 150 years old, potentially.
150 years
Yeah,
old?
they're Victorian dolls, yeah.
Wow, even
I
older
know.
than me. Can't believe it.
I don't think you're that old, Lizzy. I mean, you know.
That's incredible.
I mean, generally speaking, we can sell teddy bears better than dolls.
Right.
But we can still sell those. They're all right. Yeah.
All right.
Angus is taking all 4 of these dolls. You'll sleep well tonight, Lizzy.
I have to admit, I thought we'd be, you know, seeing more sort of showbiz than antiques, but that's great. We like that.
Well, if you want showbiz, I've got that too.
OK.
Look, come with me.
Ooh, now, this sounds fun.
Look what I've got, Angus, in here.
Oh, is it Brad Pitt?
It is full down there of dresses, and there's no room to move, I've got to say. And, you know, this one, in fact, I wore to the Oscars.
To the Oscars?
Yeah, it was incredible.
Presumably were you reporting from the red carpet?
I was reporting from the red carpet, and everyone thought I was someone else out there. So I think they thought I was Kim Kardashian's lost auntie, and they invited me everywhere.
Younger sister.
I think that colour could really suit you,
Look
and
at
I've
that.
only worn it once.
Lizzy, I mean, that would fit my leg.
Lizzy wants to send one of these dresses to auction, but she hasn't quite decided which one to let go. Maybe she can decide later.
Onwards and upwards. We've got to go upstairs now.
Upstairs, here we go.
Come with me. So this is my son's room.
OK.
So we've got lots of memorabilia stuff here. Now, the one I think you guys might be interested in is the real Houdini's sack.
Wait, sorry, what?
Oh, Lizzy,
What?
how do you have Houdini's sack?
Well, I just know everyone, don't I?
You're not old enough to know Houdini.
Born in Hungary in 1873, Harry Houdini was the first global superstar of magic, dazzling crowds the world over with his mind-boggling illusions and death-defying escape tricks. He used to escape from this very sack in one of his most famous routines. Lizzy's son was gifted this incredible item by a family friend.
Obviously, with anything like that, it's all about the provenance and that sort of thing that's going to help it sell. So anything you've got to go with it.
It's a one-off.
Yeah.
It's one of a kind.
It is.
Something to look into back at the sale room.
I'll leave you guys to
Brilliant.
it.
Thanks.
See you later,
Right.
boys.
Cheers. Thanks.
Bye.
Well, Jack, do you want to make a start up here?
Yeah,
All right.
I'll make a start up
I'll
here.
see you in a bit. Don't despair on me, will you?
Over the years, Lizzy's amassed all sorts of intriguing memorabilia.
I love the movies. My father was an art director and worked in film, so there's lots of film items there.
Like this helmet, which incredibly was a prop in the 1959 classic Ben-Hur.
I'm really excited to sort of find out what is going to raise the most money.
Aren't we all, Lizzy? Could it be what Angus has just found?
I mean, Lizzy's fire dogs are an impressive pair. I mean, they are fantastic. You know, they can be used like this as a decorative ornament, but actually, they've been around for a long, long time. These would have sat in a big, huge stone fireplace, and they would form the framework for that fire.
Fire dogs were traditionally used to support spits for cooking meat and to stop logs from rolling out of the fire. This wrought iron pair date back to the 19th century.
They're not everyone's cup of tea because not everyone's got the right place for them. But I think, you know, probably sort of $250 to $350 at auction. They can definitely go on the van. They're lovely.
The boys load everything onto the van. And after 4 hours hard work, Lizzy's finally made her mind up about which dress to send to auction.
This is the dress.
That's the dress.
This slinky pink number was designed by London-based dressmaker to the stars, Pia Michi.
Right.
You got it?
On the van, yeah.
Come on, chop, chop.
Come on, OK, I'm
I'll
going
zip you in if you need it.
Having said yes to the dress, Angus and Jack are nearly ready for the long drive back to base.
Oh, all my stuff.
All your stuff.
Oh, wow.
Heading back up to Yorkshire.
Well, fingers crossed. Do
Definitely.
me proud, and
We will.
I'm going to see you.
Yeah, we'll see you on
in
auction day.
Yorkshire.
Brilliant.
Yorkshire tea, Yorkshire puddings. E-bagum.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Take care. Safe journey. See you soon, guys. Thank you. I cannot believe I've never been to Yorkshire, and I've never actually been to an auction before, so I'm really excited.
We've got some fascinating bits, really interesting bits. Houdini sack. I mean, it's fantastic. So I really hope that we can get some really good prices for her. And I want her to go away thinking, one, with the best auction house, but also with a love for Yorkshire.
So, yeah, she's actually got quite a lot of film memorabilia and bits.
Well, that always does well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Back at the auction house, the heat is on to get Lizzy's things safely unloaded and into the sale room. Every item must be researched and lotted up in plenty of time before the sale, which is in just 2 weeks' time. Sale room manager Jeremy is already working his magic on the Houdini sack.
Lizzy has a lot of very, very interesting items, but this is potentially one of the most interesting. Selling anything like this causes us a slight problem because we need to have a rock-solid provenance with it, because otherwise anybody could come up with a green sack with a bit of rope in it and say, this used to belong to Harry Houdini. Luckily, with the advent of the internet, we can trace this back, and this was sold at 2 major London auction houses, and that's the provenance that we need. We can be very, very confident that there isn't any problem with selling it. It belonged to Harry Houdini, and he used it in a very, very famous trick where he was tied into it, dropped into a locked box. His lovely assistant wife clapped her hands, and before we knew where we were, they'd swap places. It's got 1 or 2 battle scars on it, which, you know, we do like to see with these things, that we would be naturally suspicious if something like this was in absolutely perfect condition. It's a pleasure to be able to sell something like this with this cast iron provenance.
Lizzy's made the 250-mile journey up from Hampshire for the big day, bringing a bit of extra sparkle to Kirby Moorside.
Hi! Look at this. Yeah, welcome to Yorkshire.
Wow,
I thought
first
you were
time
gonna...
in Yorkshire. I dressed up for Yorkshire.
Yeah, so I've got your nice flat cap look. They'll let you in with that. There we go. Yeah, present from Yorkshire.
Doesn't really go with the rest
No, it
of
does,
the
honestly.
outfit,
That makes you acceptable up here.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. Are you looking forward to it?
I am actually. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah.
I've
It's
got my
gonna do
lucky pants on.
Have you? All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're staying on. I don't know whether this hat will.
Right, OK, well,
Right.
on that note, shall we go in?
Yeah, come on, I'm excited.
Lizzy's ready to say goodbye to her things.
There we go.
Thanks, darling.
No worries.
Although for some items, it won't exactly be a tearful farewell.
I'm so happy I'm not going to see this doll again. Oh, I mean, look at her. Bless her.
Well, I don't know if North Yorkshire is ready for Lizzy Cundy.
Oh, and my dress. You see, this has many memories.
I think she's going to enjoy it. It's a little bit different, you know. It's not quite, you know, red carpet, but more clippy rug where we are.
We got Ben-Hur's helmet. I mean, look at that.
I'm a little bit nervous about some of her items. Houdini's sack, you know, will that disappear? But, you know, whatever happens, I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
I'm so excited to see Angus do his stuff. He's always telling me how good he is. Let's really see if he is that good. Can't wait.
Lizzy's hoping to make enough cash to visit her son in Australia. So let's see how many of her 25 lots Angus can shift. Watching online bids are Jack and Eleanor, while Joe's on the phones again, and Sam's bag porter duty. As Kirby Moorside's first ever flat cap and pink fur coat combo settles into position, it's showtime.
Right, we're adding a bit of glamour to North Yorkshire.
First up, it's Houdini's sack, for which Lizzy has set a reserve of £1,000. Can Angus conjure up some hefty bids?
Harry Houdini's disappearing sack. We have tried it out and it did work.
Shall we try again, Angus, and see if you disappear?
Maybe when I've sold it. I've got 420 opening bid here at 420, 60, 600, £600. We're out at 600 at 600. 620, 40, 60, 80, 700, 700 at 720, 740, £740 it is then at 740.
It's come up £260 short of what Lizzy wanted, so she's hanging on to it. It's not the best start. Can Angus get things going with the prop helmet from the movie Ben-Hur?
I've got 100, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. £180 it is. 180 for the Centurion helmet. 190 is it now? Yes. At £180 it is then for Ben-Hur at 180.
Yes! The helmet's gone from Hollywood to Halifax, and Lizzie's up and running.
Delighted with that.
The first of Lizzie's mum's antique dolls are up next. This lot contains one French and one German, both from the turn of the century.
And we're off. 22, 5, 8, 32, 5, 35, 88, 42, 5, £45, 48, 50, 50 a bid, £50 a bid, 55, 60, 5, 5, 5 in the room, 65 in the room, 70, 75 I've got online, 80, 80, 80 in the room, 5, fresh bid, 90, thank you, 5 just in time, sorry, 100 would be nice, wouldn't it? Thank you very much. At £100 it is, then £100 at £100.
You can rest easy now, Lizzie. They're off to a new home in Middlesbrough.
Woo! Thank you!
And the good news doesn't end there. In just 120 seconds, Angus rapidly sees off the other two as well.
At £75. We're all done for the doll at 50.
Putting an end to Lizzie's nightmare and bringing in a further £125. But is anyone here in the market for a posh frock? Made by designer Pia Michi and worn just the once by Lizzy herself to a red carpet charity do.
This is the lot you've all been waiting for.
Well, it's very good. It could fit any of you.
I've got a bid of £5.
£5?
No, I'm only joking, Right, £50 I bid at 50. At 50 it is, then at 50. We can ship to London if there's no Yorkshire lasses that'll fit into this. 5, 60, 65, 70, 5, 80. £80 it is, then at £80 it is, then at £80 at 80. We're all done, I'm selling at £80.
It's been bought by a local. That'll turn a few heads on the high street.
That's not so bad. It's worth a fortune, but whoever's got it's very lucky.
Over the next quarter of an hour, 50 more lots come under Angus's gavel, including a sterling silver cigar case made in Birmingham in 1917.
All done at 65.
An Art Deco silver travel watch that belonged to Lizzy's mum.
All done at 70.
And the plaster casts of Arnie's fists made for the movie Conan the Barbarian.
We're selling that at £42.
Well done, Angus.
But can he end the sale in a blaze of glory? The final lot is Lizzy's pair of 19th century fire dogs.
Where should be this? £200 a bid at £200 it is, then at £200. Woo! 210, 220, 230, 240, at £240 it's at. At 240 it is, then at 240. We're all done. Selling then at 240.
It's a scorcher of a finale.
Very happy. Who won that?
You won't find them back there, Lizzy. That was an online bidder.
That's good.
Lizzy's lots are done and dusted. So after one or two ups and downs, is her dream trip down under still on the cards?
Hey, Lizzy.
Hi,
How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm really happy where it's gone, to be honest.
Good, good. There's some good bits in there, a lot of silver in there. But I think the dolls. You didn't like them, did you?
I couldn't bear the dolls. I am so relieved they've gone. I thought I'd have to pay someone to take them away.
There's a couple of bits that didn't get away, which is fine.
I'm pretty pleased how we've done.
Well, you'll be taking home £1,856.
Oh, I'm happy with that money.
Brilliant.
I'm
Good.
pleased.
Well, I'm glad you've enjoyed your trip to Yorkshire.
I've loved it and I'm coming
Wonderful.
back. I want to do your job. I think I'll be good at it.
Brilliant.
Okay, see you later. I'm not just coming away with a flat cap. I'm coming away with loads of money and a great experience of Yorkshire. I am coming back. In fact, I could even live here.
She's had a good result, and I think she's had a great day out. She's going to go away with an amazing taste of Yorkshire. I'm really pleased, because, you know, it's about selling items, but it's also being about an ambassador for the county that you live in. So I think job well done today.